Hello everyone, welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital rumors and spoilers: Mason Gatlin and an unidentified accomplice did definitely arrive in Windermere after Cyrus Renault called a hit. Highlights from General Hospital: assigned Mason to kill Ava Jerome, but Mason informed him that Nicholas Cassadine did not want her killed. Did Mason and his accomplice instead capture and hide Ava? "I'm the boss, not my nephew," according to General Hospital spoilers. When Mason objected and reminded Cyrus that Nicholas did not want Ava to be killed, Cyrus told him flatly that he was the boss, not his nephew. Cyrus was accusing her of manufacturing the bogus intel that Betty Rutherford discovered and reported to Mason. Mason and Austin Gatlin Holt, Roger Howarth, appeared to be protective of Ava, but who do they truly answer to, Cyrus or Nicholas? With recent revelations indicating that Austin has been concealing Nicholas for several months while keeping his survival a secret from Ava, it appears that they are responding to Nicholas. They may be taking a tremendous risk with Cyrus, but Austin and Mason saved and cared for Nicholas, so why not do the same for Ava? Spoiler alert: Ava Jerome screamed when she saw Mason Gatlin's accomplice. Ava shouted that night and dropped her martini glass, breaking it on the floor. She didn't even consider picking up a shard. She reached for a fire poker when she first saw Mason, but put it down when she saw who was with him. Could it have been Austin? It couldn't have been Nicholas, as many assumed, because he was still in Geneva and couldn't have made it back in time, even with the time difference. It's a good 6 hours ahead of Port Charles in Geneva, and then another 6 to 8 hours across the ocean, and Nicholas most certainly has a forged passport and name. So Austin is the only person who could have made Ava scream like that, so they're kidnapping, not killing. Spoilers for General Hospital, but how are they going to keep Ava Jerome quiet? Mason and Ava had one major issue, and that is how to keep a feisty Ava quiet. Most likely she had to be restrained with an injection. That brings up disturbing memories of what happened to Sasha Gilmore at Ferncliff, but there may be no other option. Austin has repeatedly advised Ava not to trust Mason, and now she's meant to trust the two of them together. They're still keeping Nicholas' survival a secret from Ava. If they could just tell her, it would alleviate a lot of her concerns. Nicholas stated he simply wanted his mother, Laura Collins, to know he was alive, but he didn't want to see her. Valentine Cassadine requires parental assistance. Valentine Cassadine of General Hospital aspires to be a good father. However, he frequently fails badly at that job, and this year has been no exception. Valentine Cassadine attempts but fails. When Valentine and Charlotte were initially introduced to the Port Charles scene in 2016, we wondered what kind of father he might be, knowing the gestational carrier who gave birth to Charlotte was parading her around town for months telling other men they were her father. Valentine was nowhere to be found since Claudette kept Charlotte to herself, but as soon as Valentine arrived in town, he claimed her and brought her to live with him at Windermere. Valentine eventually gave Charlotte an adoring stepmother when he married Nina, but by the time she reached 3rd grade, we saw how both Nina and Valentine were failing this daughter as parents. Willow, the schoolteacher, informed them that their young girl was tormenting Aiden, but they refused to believe her. In fact, they reinforced her conduct by sending her to New York City, assuming that all she needed was a little additional attention and that Willow was exaggerating things. So, if Valentine thought Charlotte was yearning for attention back then, why would he ignore her as she grew older? Valentine pushes Charlotte away. For months, Valentine was so concerned that his terrible father Victor had his daughter stashed away in a French boarding school that he committed a slew of crimes at Victor's command, while lying to Anna about what he was up to. When he finally informed Anna the truth and convinced Laura and Kevin to assist in her rescue and return, one would think he wouldn't allow her out of his sight again. Instead, he ended up on the run with Anna for months, leaving Charlotte to live with Kevin and Laura. Even when Valentine and Anna returned to town and were able to come out of hiding, and Laura and Kevin had to leave town, he pawned her off on her previous stepfather Dante and his girlfriend Sam. She was living with her brother Rocco, but all she wanted was Papa. Valentine and Nina are at it again. However, all of that awful parenting is child's play compared to discovering your 15-year-old daughter is committing felonies and may potentially be an arsonist and doing nothing about it. As with the bullying, Valentine has rewarded Charlotte for her indiscretions with a brand new house. He even made sure the security film of her sneaking into Anna's room was destroyed and refused to confront her about what he knew. He also has Nina on his side as he attempts to address Charlotte's problems in the wrong way. Valentine's initial thought was to make sure Charlotte had legal representation if she was ever apprehended, but getting his daughter the psychiatric care she's likely needed for years hasn't occurred to him yet. Does Charlotte have to kill someone for Valentine to realize that ignoring your child's problems is lousy parenting? Hopefully, it doesn't come to that, and Valentine gets a wake-up call soon. Laura Collins isn't doing a good job at GHMA. Laura Collins has made it obvious that her professional responsibilities are weighed down her priority list for General Hospital. She is far more concerned with charging into an Eastern European conflict zone in search of her presumably dead oldest son than with balancing the Port Charles budget or increasing test results in their public schools. Even when she is in town, she has to deal with her grandson's insane adolescent mother, not to mention a daughter in a coma and a slew of grandchildren with even more troubles. The truth is that she never took her job seriously, and she was never democratically elected. Spencer, the precocious little scamp, fixed the election. This is cause for a recall. But who should take over Laura's position? Laura ran for mayor against Ned. He could have been a viable alternative, but for the time being, he appears to be mistaken for someone else. Eddie Main, rock star, is played by Ned Quatermain. And because he's not a real person, we don't even know if he's registered to vote, let alone if he's ever paid his taxes or performed other civic obligations. Tracy, Jane Elliott, Ned's mother, might be interested in the role. Tracy not only knows everything and has a lifetime of fiscal and managerial experience, but she is also the ex-wife of former Port Charles Mayor Luke. That appears to be Laura's primary qualification. Sonny is already the most popular, respected, and prosperous citizen, so why not formalize it? He can then designate Diane as district attorney, and everything they've been doing unofficially up to this point can be made official by the city. It would cut out the middleman by executing an end run around the cops. But Sonny is too preoccupied. He has Nina, Carly, Drew, and Cyrus to contend with. That is why we have nominated Selena instead. She is already the ultimate female leader. Give her the corresponding crown. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.